the initial question I have, Mariam and Eric will come in, is the opposition is showing cracks. It seems fragmented. There's even two very critical figures of this opposition that seem to be at loggerheads, yourself and Rigathi Gachagua. Is the opposition fragmented?
No, I'm not aware of it.
You're not aware?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the public perception, and this is why you come in to clarify, is on the issue of DCP and its popularity versus Jubilee and its popularity. Jubilee, which you belong and you're now the deputy party leader, has given you the mandate to go and engage with the other political parties. When the leadership of Jubilee met in Muranga just 2 weeks ago, the party leader, Uhuru Kenyatta, said and told the delegates of Jubilee and those present, let us stop attacking Rigathi Gachagua because he is a leader, just like all of us. Rigathi Gachagua on Sunday gave an interview and he said, yes, indeed, I saw what the president was telling, the former president was telling them, and I agree with him, but I still see others in the party still attacking Rigathi Gachagua and DCP. Why are we fighting? So as a deputy party leader, not now as Dr. Fred Matiangi, as deputy party leader of Jubilee, how would you respond to the leader of DCP who feels that there are some in your ranks who are still attacking him and his party?
You know, I'm amused. You know, some of these things actually don't even speak to logic. So that's why I don't like spending my time on such things. Because you see, we are spending our whole morning on conversations, views, perspectives. We chose democracy. And the democracy means people express themselves differently and express themselves how they choose to express themselves. And democracy does not allow for cultism, and creating cults and so on. People ask the questions of anybody, including me and everybody else. They will ask questions of their leaders. And that does not mean anything. I mean, I think you have exaggerated the position of my party leader, because my party leader did not say stop attacking so and so because he's a leader. He just said he does not want party members to concentrate on personality conversations as opposed to promoting party principles and building cohesion. He was not particular about, he didn't even point out that so and so is a leader and so on and so forth. I don't think he did. But you see, Latif, let me be very honest with you. If I wasn't in public leadership, I would use strong adjectives. I think we're just, honestly wasting time on such matters. Because you see, political debate and discussion will continue in a democratic environment. And we either chose and must embrace democracy, or we want it to be a modern-day dictatorship, and we run it around political cultism. Those are the two things that I think we have to decide on. And in my view, in conversations I have with the people of Kenya, we chose democracy, free speech, free engagement, and so on. So people will ask me questions, ask John and Mary and Andrew questions, or say things about them. That means nothing, really. It's just a conversation. People are continuing with their conversations. So I don't know. We want to eat our cake and still have it. Are we a democratic environment? The answer, in my view, is yes. We chose multi-party democracy as a way of practicing politics. And what that means is that we will engage in our various groups and talk. And there will be times when it is necessary to all of us come together and discuss things. Let me give you an example. I was in government. I was a government minister for 10 years. There are times when actually even the president would advise us to sit down with members of the opposition then. And I would call members of the opposition on a particular issue because I know we're going to have disagreements on this matter from their perspectives. And we sit down. And frankly, I took most of their advice very seriously. The classic example I gave in another interview the other day, unfortunately, when a former Prime Minister Raila Odinga passed away, is a case where even when we were implementing COVID measures at that particular time, we of necessity, and the president allowed us to brief Raila Odinga as leader of the opposition on the measures that we were taking on certain places. And I said, I was all the better, and we were all the better for briefing him, because some of the changes we made in the way in which we were approaching those measures were prescribed and advised to us by Raila Odinga. I mean, we are a democracy. So I wouldn't like to spend time on conversations, views. because everyone will be entitled to their own. There's no way you are going to put people together. This politics is not a boys' choir, so that, it's somebody who's going to stand before you and conduct it and say, all of you reason this way or that way. Then we don't have a country.
It's speaking to the public, though, Dr. Matiangi,
Yeah.
because any member of the public, members of Jubilee who are supporting a united opposition, members of DAP-K, of Wiper, of DCP, of PLP who are supporting a united opposition, you may need to explain to them that open disagreements are a thing that is accepted. Because, for example, when the DCP says we had a candidate for the Narok by-election, an MCA ward, and then that candidate decamped and was given, no, we decided not to go with that candidate. That candidate went to Jubilee, and Jubilee gave him a ticket. And then later, he decamped and went to UDA. And we are wondering whether UDA is playing a safe game. When Gachagua is speaking like that as the leader of DCP, he says, sometimes we ask ourselves whether Jubilee is a red wheelbarrow. He has communicated something to the followers of DCP and to the followers of Jubilee. How do you respond to that, speaking to the members of Jubilee and to the members of DCP?
I wouldn't put so much weight on. That's not something that I can lose sleep about or put so much weight on. He has expressed himself or expressed an opinion or views that the way he sees life. So I'm not going to stand here and spend, hours on end analyzing our view, because we all have views about things and so on. First of all, some of the
Are you
facts.
saying, Dr. Matiangi, that such statements, because they'll continue, that they are inconsequential?
Do you want me to be very frank with you?
Yes, please.
They are totally inconsequential. Because you see, let me ask you a question. The facts of that statement, some of them are actually fallacious. It's not backed by facts. That candidate who's supposed to have decamped to UDA hasn't decamped to UDA. And I would not like to discuss those types of things, in the press. Because you see, our belonging to the united opposition is a party decision, which means it's an institutional decision, which was made out of, conscience. We agreed we are all going to work together. The united opposition is a homestead, not a house. It's a homestead. Everybody's in their house there. We are in the same homestead, working on a number of things together and so on. What unites us is the direction we are facing, the vision we have, and the intent that we have expressed of standing together. That does not stop the individual members of Jubilee or individual members of DCP or DAP-K or what have you from engaging in the individual party activities like any party engages. Any party has its own activities, recruits members. They could even recruit from each other, in the process. It's a homestead. And the journey has just begun. You see, what I find interesting is that when we dwell so much on these kinds of things and even say things that are non-existent, say, oh, there's a crack, oh, the world is coming down, these fellows have issues. Which issues? I don't understand. I don't see them. And for us to finally get there, to that particular destination, it is going to take a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of engagement, give and take. You see, we forget one thing. We are not the same people. We are not coming from the same background. We are not having the same experiences, same attitude, same visions. The process of building that unity is what is supposed to align all these and bring us together. So sometimes you can have an argument here, an argument there. You have difference of opinion on this or difference of opinion on that. It's not meant to be you arrive day one, is lover's fat side.
You're all on the same page.
An internal deadline?
Have a wedding and move on.
Is there an internal deadline of sorts? Because we're less than 2 years to the election. So is there an internal deadline to when to get this united opposition house in order?
The united opposition house is in order. Don't insinuate anything. The united opposition house is in order. And we are working the script as we have agreed. We are going to work the script. You see, we also have organs. We have become an institution. We agreed that the conveners of the united opposition will be Honorable Martha Karua and Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. That the official spokesperson of the united opposition will be the Honorable Dr. Mukisa Kitui. Now, I also must respect those institutions. There are certain things I cannot come here and say because I don't have the sanction of the united opposition. We have to go ahead and have a discussion. And once we have hammered that discussion, it is a method, it will be communicated as we go forward. So in my honest view, that is really what I would like to say. So